Commence primary ignition.
I'm just not the hero type, clearly.
What a piece of junk.
Enterprise, this is the captain.
I got a bad feeling about this.
It's all part of the plan.
Engage.
Welcome back to Podcast 2 for 1. I'm your host, Donovan Thompson, with my co-host.
New microphone.
That is my co-host name. Yeah. I was like, new microphone. All right. We're back with another Babycast of the week, right? And last week we reviewed Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Season 7, Episode 1. So naturally, we'll be talking about Episode 2 this week, right?
Indubitably.
It is called A Distant Echo. Echo.
So, such a appropriate title.
Yeah. And why is that, Daniel? Why is it an appropriate title?
Because this was the episode where a clone troop consisting of the Bad Batch and, of course, the rest of the mainstays, including Anakin Skywalker, go and find Rex, their buddy, who's lost.
Rex the buddy.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
Does he have, like, tiny arms?
No. What? No, shut up. Echo. I'm sorry. It's Rex. Rex was the old other guy.
Right.
Echo is who they rescued. I'm sorry. Right. Yeah, and he was, one of the original troopers of the show.
He's part of the original... Like the group, or the clones.
Like the 4 clones.
Again,
I followed from the beginning.
Yeah, again, I haven't. The only thing I've seen is probably like the first half of season 1, and I've seen these 2 episodes now, so it's kind of like I'm still kind of. I could figure it out, but it's not like I know everything going on.
Sure, no. Yeah, no, it was a really fun episode. Got to see some really cool planets, and honestly, I will say, just Star Wars-y guy, lore-wise, maybe the most interesting things that happen aren't even necessarily completely plot centric. I mean, the plot's fairly simple in this episode again, right?
I mean, one thing I noticed that I thought, I don't know if it was I mean, to cut you off, but this has been touched upon in the past, but it seems like Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of knew about Padme and Anakin beforehand. Is that normal?
I'm fairly sure that they've touched on that in a similar way in the past seasons. I'm drawing a blank completely right now.
Yeah.
But is there not some kind of line in Revenge of the Sith that alludes to him kind of being aware?
Yeah.
I feel like there is.
There's some
he
line.
He says something and it's like he doesn't actually say it out loud, but he like says it and you know what he's meaning, and they like have that moment where they're staring at each other.
Now is it
like and he said something about politics, like your other interests, like politics or something.
Yeah.
It's like real early in the movie.
Is there he has like a love interest kind of thing with like a Mandalorian. Is that in Rebels or is that in Clone Wars?
No, that's Clone Wars.
Okay, so he knows what it's like to dabble in the dark side a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, he doesn't have an attachment. I mean, he doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think he bangs her. I doubt it. Knowing Obi-Wan.
I wish they said that in Star Wars. Did you bang her? I don't know.
But they'd probably replace it with like, did you zap her?
Did you zap her? What would be the sex term for Star Wars? Did you saber her?
Did you...
Anakin, use the dark side.
Build your lightsaber inside of her?
Did you build your lightsaber inside of her? Man, dirty talk. Talk dirty to me, Daniel.
Did you force touch her?
Force touch her. That sounds like forced touch her.
I don't know. There's got to be a good one. Did you...
I don't know.
Did you eat her bantha fodder? Did you...
Oh my God! Did you eat her bantha fodder?
Did you?
There's got to be
I'm
like,
just trying to think.
Like 40 years, like after Rise of Skywalker, there's probably like a sex move, like it's like really like illegal called the Snoke or something. Like
I mean, there's already Star Wars porn parodies.
Yeah, there is. I'm sure.
So, I mean,
Star Balls.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure,
Spaceballs is a famous porn parody. You should check that out.
It's a great porn parody.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway,
we
really
your thermal detonator down my garbage chute.
Thermal.
I'm really trying here.
There's
got to be.
Yeah.
I think garbage chute definitely has to be.
Open up her X-wing a little.
Yeah. Did you?
There's something there. V-wing.
Did you shoot your laser?
This episode is
small hole that is her only weakness on her giant battle station.
This episode got NSFW very quickly.
It did. Such is life.
Alrighty, hey,
but the episode was good.
Was it? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you started me on this tangent.
Okay, I should honestly, I should have known better. I should have known better.
I mean, we've been doing this almost 30 episodes now. You should know.
Almost 25 episodes. And look on the lookout for our Instagram. Something cool might be happening on episode 25. I don't know. Check it out.
Something
check it out.
Snippety snappity.
Something snippety snappity.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the reason we're doing this episode.
Babycast.
Babycast. I think I'm gonna start singing that Shania Twain song every time it comes on.
What's
the
that?
Baby.
That should be like our opening song.
Yeah, you know the words.
And we're back after a very small Harloff Minor incident. That's a Star Wars reference. Our sound something happened and went out. So
what's that referencing?
It's a stupid ass reference. It's really, and we're back.
I'm gonna do it twice.
I know you should. You should. Yeah, we're back. There's a little small audio issue. Sorry about that, guys.
You guys get it.
Yeah,
you guys are
not really quite sure what was the last thing we were saying before the audio went out.
Well, let's get back to the episode because we definitely weren't talking.
There
about
was some
whatever we were saying. It wasn't about the episode.
It was not. That's for sure. So we didn't lose anything of your interest, probably. So anyway, back to A Distant Echo, Star Wars Clone Wars, Episode 2, Season 7. So again, I don't have a huge basis to go off of, but it's a good episode, right?
Yeah.
We get a little bit more of the Bad Batch, we get a little bit more personality there.
I wasn't expecting them to be still. I kind of assumed they were going to be like a one episode thing.
Yeah, I did
maybe
too.
come back later.
Again, I think I mentioned this last week, but I think these first 2 episodes premiered at some con 3 years ago or something.
Was this episode part of that too?
Yeah, it was both first episodes, and I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's right. But
it makes sense. It's kind of a tight little 2 episode arc.
Yeah,
They find out he's missing. They go get him.
Yeah.
They find out Echo's still alive. They go get him.
Right.
It's successful.
Right.
Right. I mean, from everything we've seen. But yeah, I mean, I think the things I most liked about this episode were the Anakin Padme interaction was nice. This isn't a new Anakin voice actor, is it?
It sounds like Sam Witwer.
So deep.
It sounds very deep.
It was just like I was like, why does he sound like?
I think it's still Sam Witwer.
Maybe his voice has changed. Maybe he smoked too much cigarettes or something.
Sam. You know who Sam Witwer is?
It's the
guy. He actually does the voice for Darth Maul now too. But he did The Force Unleashed, Starkiller. He was Starkiller. That's him.
Oh, okay.
That's Sam Witwer. He's a huge. He is a Star Wars encyclopedia. Sorry, encyclopedia. Just kidding. That's bullshit.
What was that?
So he So
it's Matt Lanter. Yeah.
Oh, it's Matt Lantern. Oh.
It's the guy that had the cameo
in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Man, he sounds like Sam Witwer in that episode to me. I was like, that's
interesting.
Anyway, that's weird. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought it was kind of weird.
I don't remember it being that deep in
I don't either.
The Clone Wars, the earlier seasons, and maybe I'm just misremembering.
I don't know.
But and then later in the episode when he was like kind of shouting stuff, it wasn't as deep and it sounded more like I was used to. I don't know. It just sounded incredibly deep, and I kept being like, wow.
No,
and
I thought the same
it was
thing.
throwing me off a little bit just because Hayden Christensen's voice is not deep.
It's not at all.
And so it's like. I was like, this feels a little disconnected more than usual, but I don't know. I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So that I liked a lot. And honestly, the big other thing that jumped out to me was just the planet they were on when they where they went to find Echo.
Yes.
Again, just more of that like Lucas-y weird Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
These interesting like native beings that have their own like everything and like talking clicks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't even clicks; it was some other weird noise. And just the whole interaction they have with them and them helping them, like that just felt like, okay, this is again like these strange ass worlds that you don't see in other mediums, right? Like it's a different flavor than like the worlds you see in Star Trek, right? It's mostly Star Trek. I feel like we're getting like these comparable, like usually in Star Trek when they find an alien, village or an alien place, it's always usually a mirror of either humanity at the time or humanity in the past, right? Like they'll find an alien race that's only in the Stone Age or something, or they'll, or it's like mirroring a social conflict of the past. Like you find an alien race that don't feel emotions, it's just something but in Star Wars, you just get these like weird things that don't resemble anything we've seen before. They're not homaging like past human civilizations or moments in history. They're just their own weird thing. And I felt like that this episode really delivered that.
Yeah, I mean, not to be a broken record, but you're 100% right. I mean, and again, we're getting we're getting that Filoni, Filoni Lucas relationship there, right? Where Filoni is truly the brainchild or the apprentice to the master that is George Lucas, right? Indeed. Yeah. And so, George again
he is the apprentice,
pushing the envelope and making it feel like we're always like now that you've seen this world on this episode, now there can be a whole book or like this new culture or planet or whatever, or it could be a game that comes out 10 years from now where you're on this planet and it's like interesting and different, and we're not always revisiting the same stuff like we do in Disney's regime, right? And we're always
if we're visiting a new planet, it looks exactly like the ones we're familiar with.
Exactly, right? And it's
hint, Kaju.
Yeah.
Or Jakku. See, it's so dumb I couldn't even remember the name.
Yeah, and so the world's always getting bigger, and it feels like Star Wars, and it feels like
Right.
A galaxy far, far away, and a galaxy's pretty big, and to make it feel small is kind of a disservice to the franchise in general.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like next week, since we got the Bad Batch out of the way, we kind of got these two episodes that were kind of self-contained.
They were like but they were also like they've been in the hopper for a while.
Right.
They've been. We've known about them.
Exactly. Yeah. So it looks like next week we're finally going to get probably some Ahsoka action, maybe some Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Which is technically today because it's Thursday.
That's true, and we are dating this podcast by saying that.
Hell yeah! Well, it's coming out tomorrow. So
that's true. That's true.
But
anyway.
I hope this episode that's on Disney Plus right now is really good.
I hope so too.
I'm just gonna watch it. I'm kidding.
No, it's going to be. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't watched the Clone Wars, like I know the importance. Like knowing the importance of something in a legacy franchise and like being able to appreciate it and like just kind of feeling the fandom.
But you also know the quality.
That's true.
And like the quality is the reason it's so popular. It's just done at a good level.
Yeah.
Across the board, shots, acting, plot lines. It's just fun. It's a great piece of Star Wars content.
Cool. Well, I look forward to talking about episode 3 next week. We have, not counting these 2 episodes we've already done, we have I think 10 more episodes to go. I think there's 12 episodes total.
Yeah,
I think so. Right. So we've got
I really feel like we've got 10 episodes left, right? So we really got to get into whatever plot is going to be the through line of this season.
Exactly.
Which is exciting.
One cool thing, so whenever this podcast comes out, it will be before March 7th. And
be tomorrow. Right. Friday.
Which will be March 6th, right? So March 7th, if you're in the Arkansas area in downtown Little Rock, at the Ron Robinson Theater, we will be hosting our very first ever live recording of Podcast 2 for 1.
That's right.
And we're having, first ever. So we're having a screening of Batman 1989, the classic Batman, Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson.
It's a goodie.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So come down and it's free, so you can come in and watch the movie if you haven't seen it, or if you just want to see it on the big screen. I've seen it on the big screen a couple of years ago, and it's much different watching it like how it was intended. You know.
Yeah.
So come watch that. It's free. We're giving away some cool free prizes, and you get to interact with us, and also you might get to be on the podcast. So that's all. It's all cool. So Daniel, how can our listeners find us?
They can go to bit.ly/241mail. That is our mailbag. You can write in there, give us a name. It can be a nickname. You don't have to like actually tell us who you are. We get it. Privacy. Give us your name, your topic, and just ask literally anything you want. I mean, we are an open book, and that link, bit.ly/241mail, is your pin.
There you go.
And you can just tell. We're basically puppets.
Yeah.
And you are the marionette masters.
Yep.
Tell us what to say, and we will, unless it's dumb.
Then
we will not.
Unless it's dumb, he says. And if you want everything Podcast 2 for 1, go to podcast2for1.com. Yeah, it's pretty simple. .com,
motherfuckers.
Sounds pretty official.
Yeah.
And from there, you can reach our iTunes, our Google Podcasts, our Spotify, our SoundCloud, and yes, our YouTube channel, which is where we recommend to watch the show.
You can even find our home addresses.
You can find Daniel's home address on there. I'm going to sneak it in there.
What
so
would you have done if it was true? That's what you need to think about tonight.
And now that you've thought about that, like your first thing you thought of, like you got to think, what kind of person are you? Like
exactly.
What was your first thought? Where did it go to? I want to send them a bag of Skittles. I want to send them a bag of shit.
What impact are you going to have on humanity in your lifetime?
Exactly. That's really the question.
Are you going to dick around, or are you going to write into our podcast?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Anyway, the Babycast of the week.
This is Babycast.
Next week,
baby.
If you haven't, go to last week's Babycast where we what was our last week's? Was it Sonic the Hedgehog?
Sure.
Philip Price, maybe.
Yeah. No. The last Babycast was the other Star Wars one. The Philip Price one. Sonic was before that.
I said that earlier. In case you haven't seen The Invisible Man or heard of Movie Tavern Talk or Tavern Talk or
Tavern Talk by Initial Reaction.
Thank you. I still love you, Phyllis. Go to there because we did a review of The Invisible Man, and so go check them out on YouTube. It's for our reaction.
Now
go to the YouTube channel.
Spoilers. Good movie. You want to know how good? You gotta go check out the.
There you go. So anyway, next week we'll have Johnny Brandon on for our Babycast review of Pixar's Onward.
Ooh.
So make sure you check that out as well. And also we'll be back again with Star Wars. We'll have 2 Babycasts next week, 2 for 1.
Again,
it's constant.
It's our thing.
It's like constant free stuff for you guys.
Free.
Anyway, my name is Donovan Thompson.
I'm Daniel Wingfield.
And we have spoken. Good. That was a good time.
That was real quick.
It was 15 minutes.